Alright, 2-day lesson with this at least. 4.1, operations with polynomials. We're going to kick it off here with a very simple problem. Here we go. Everybody ready? And we go. Okay, first off, notice there's a plus in the middle. You see that? Which means you do not FOIL, right? Okay. What three-worded phrase do you want to do here? Anybody know? 3 words. Starts with a C. 3 words. First one starts with a C. Combine like terms. Now, let's refresh here because this chapter does talk about this quite a bit. And you do these quite a bit this chapter. What makes like terms like terms? Same everything. What's everything? Same variables and same exponents. Good. Same variables, same exponents. That's what makes like terms like terms. All right. So you have 3 sets of like terms here. We got 6x squared along with negative 4x squared. We got negative 7x along with positive 9. And we got 8 with negative 5. So you do each one. So 6 minus 4 gives you what? 2, and then the x squared comes along with. The negative 7x and the plus 9x gives you 2x. And the 8 minus 5 gives you 3. That's your answer. No, just add them. 6, the white together, the blue together, and the green together. Okay, like terms. All right, very good with that one. Okay, now, second one here. What's different about this one? It's a subtraction, right? See that? Yeah. So then, for the second half of the problem, we need to do what with this negative sign? Distribute it to the 2, the 3, and the negative 1. So you do that kind of, I always do that first. Okay, so 4x squared minus 5x plus 6 minus 2x squared minus 3x plus 1. It changes the signs in the last 3. Okay, going through. And then after you do that, you just go through and combine like terms again, correct? So we're going to go, this time, we have x squared to look for, so they're right here, right here. We got x's again, here, and here. And we have just their numbers, there and there. So 4x squared minus 2x squared is 2. Bring the x squareds along. Okay, your green, line green, pay attention or be careful. Negative 5 minus 3 gives you what? Negative 8. Okay? Negative 5 minus 3. Negative 8 on the x's. And then 6 plus 1 gives you 7. Notice that when you add or subtract these, your exponents stay the same. Everybody see that? Okay, exponents don't change from square to square, single to 1 to 1, stuff like that. Okay, so far so good. Great. Next slide. Multiplication, more specifically, starts with a D. Distribute. Good. Okay, so we're going to distribute this 3x to each one of these. 3x times 2x squared times negative 4x and times 6. Okay. Now, remember what you're doing here. These are multiplications. So 3x times 2x squared. 3 times 2 gives you what? 6. Good. What does x times x squared give you? X cubed. All right, remember, you're changing your game a little bit. Now you're multiplying these x's, right? When you FOIL, x times x gives you x what? X squared, right? X times x, x squared, like last chapter. Same thing here, except now you're doing x times x squared, and we're going to x cubed. Okay. Minus 3 times 4 gives you 12. X times x gives you x squared. Plus 6 times 3 gives you 18. And then you bring this x here along with it. Everybody good with that one? Makes sense? Okay. Everybody ready? Brace thyselves.
This is like division.
Kind of. But not really. It's still distributing. We're just distributing a fraction now. Okay. It's still a distribute, right? Everybody can see that? You still have one term that you're distributing through 3. Okay. So we'll go like this, like that, and like that. Now, my advice to this, break it up part by part. Okay? Do your numbers, then do your variables. So the first number multiplication you're going to do is 4/3 times 6, right? Everybody agree with that? So if you have to, don't go, put them down. No calculators. Watch this. Go over here. 4/3 times 6. Since it is a fraction, what should I probably put under 6? A 1. Now, how do you multiply fractions? Straight across. Numerators times numerators. Denominators times denominators. Your waste is your fraction bar. No, just me. Okay, cool, whatever. 4 times 6 gives you what? 24. 3 times 1 gives you? Then 24 divided by 3 is? So your first term, 8. Now it's x squared times x squared. X to the 4th. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Great. Next sign is a plus. And then you do the same thing again. 4/3 times 9. Okay. Now, if you want to use your calculator, that's fine. Just make sure you're doing it properly.
12.
Okay. Should end up being what? 12? Okay, when you do it all. So plus 12. And this x is going to be to the cube. Good. Okay. Minus, and then your last one, 4/3 times 12. Let's see, 3 goes into 12, what, 4 times? So it gets to be, what, 16, is that right?
Yeah.
And then you have x squared. So even though it's a fraction, it's not, if you take it slow, take it number by number, part by part, I think you guys can handle it. All right? Do not be scared of fractions. They are more scared of you than you are of them. Okay? Everybody good? Great. Last one. What's your first instinct? Okay, your first instinct is FOIL. As I anticipate / think it should be. Okay? That would be my first instinct too. Now, before we do this problem, I'm not going to write you a new one. I'm just going to do one real quick. Let's see. Let's make x plus 2 times, let's keep it small and simple, x plus 3. Now, when you FOIL, Remember what the 4 letters stand for? We don't say FOIL just to say FOIL. Like we're like, hey, FOIL, yay! They stand for something. What's the F stand for? First, because you do the first times the first. The O is the outers. X times. Here, let me change colors. Let's get colorful. Ready? Oh. I is your inner.
L is your ladder.
Or last, yeah. Okay. Remember that? FOIL, foil. First, outer, inner, last. Okay. Now, these, anybody know what this, anybody know what this is called? The x plus 2, the x plus 3, an x plus 5, an x minus 7. Does anybody know what those are called? Start with a B. A B. Binomial. Okay. They are binomials. Now, a bicycle has what? Two wheels. A binomial has two numbers or two terms, as we tend to call them now. X is a term, 2 is a term. Now, point being is this. Foiling is specifically for binomial times binomial. Okay? The concept of FOIL is specific to binomial times binomial. So while your instincts are good and correct as far as x squared minus 4x minus 6 times x plus 2 is concerned, if you would actually FOIL it, like literally, you're missing terms. Because this is a binomial and this is a what? Anybody got a guess? A trinomial. Okay? So when you do a binomial times a trinomial, you don't actually FOIL it. The key is to make sure that every term in the one multiplies to every term in the other. That's the trick. When we did our distributing problems, the past two, that number in front got distributed to everything inside. The FOILing here. This x gets multiplied to both these, this 2 gets multiplied to both these. Yes? See that? That's the same thing you want to do over here on this one. So here's what you should do, or here's how I think you should do it. Take your first term, this x squared right here. Okay? And we're going to multiply it times the x plus 2. And I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to write that out. Okay? So x squared times x plus 2, like that. Then take your 4x and do the same thing. Okay, then take the negative 6 and put it to the x plus 2 like that. Now, see what you just did. You just turned your big, ugly problem into 3 smaller distribute problems. Okay, everybody see that now you have 3 distributes to do? Okay, so that'd be your next step. Do those 3 distributes. So x squared times x plus 2, 4x times x plus 2, negative 6 times x plus 2. So then you do all 6 of those multiplications. Alright, so going through, x squared times x gives you x to the third. X squared times 2 gives you 2x to the second. Plus 4x times x gives you 4x squared. 4x times 2 gives you, well, that was a terrible 8. Let's try that again. 8x. Negative 6 times x. Negative 6x. And negative 6 times 2 gives you negative 12. Watch me color code things. Look, whoop, there's where those two come from. Whoop. Whoop. Fancy colors. So pretty. Everybody makes that make sense where they come from? Yeah. Okay. Now I'm going to get rid of the pretty colors. They'll come back, don't worry. What's your last step now?
And like term.
Like terms, go through. Okay? So we have the first term being x cubed, no more x cubes. So we write x cubed.
6x squared.
You got 2x squared and a 4x squared right here. 8x minus 6x. And minus 12 comes along. So that's how you handle a trinomial times a binomial. Okay, you just kind of, it's kind of like FOIL, but you kind of finagle the FOIL in a little bit. Alrighty?